Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. I just watched the last World Cup game of the night, and that included Messi scoring a hat trick in his World Cup opener. And all that makes me want to do is log on FC26 and use Messi. That is the last piece of content that the World Cup is missing right now in FC26, the real life connection from the pitch to the virtual pitch. And we have leaks that these man of the match cards are going to be coming to this game soon, but they're not out yet. And why aren't they out yet? That's what we're going to talk about today, because it should be soon, hopefully, that we see some of these from the first game week of all of these World Cup games that have taken place. Plus, we have official stats for the greats of the game icon players that are going to be coming out on Friday, and some SBC leaks as well that we need to take a look at. And EA, they were sneaky yesterday, guys. They moved an SBC back because it's now coming today instead of what we thought yesterday. Let's discuss it all. If you're excited for this one, drop a thumbs up in the video, hype the video, and of course subscribe if you are new. Now we're going to cover yesterday's content first with an evolution that is named after Tim Payne, the New Zealand right back that everybody's talking about, of course, on social media. It's called No Pain, No Gain. And this is a decent Evo because it does boost your stats up pretty high in certain areas of the card, specifically passing and defending. But the problem with this Evo is the same problem that we've had with the past couple of days of evolutions. Like, we had the same issue with Woodsy's Way, even though I said that was a good Evo as well, and I do believe that it is. These Evos that have come out in the past couple of days have one thing in common. They are not boosting up all the stats across the card. And when these Evos are boosting the overall rating to 93 or 94, meaning we won't be able to Evo these cards for a while, if you have random stats that are not getting boosted, like 81 physical we're stuck at here for this Pineda card, or even this right back Marcus Llorente card from earlier on in the year, that looks pretty good, but 84 dribbling, 87 physical just is not up to par with the rest of the stats on the card. That is the problem that I have with some of these Evos that EA have been releasing right now. Now, if you have a great card for this that already has a high physical stat, then you're good to go and you can create some pretty good chains with this. But that's the problem that I have with just the way EA have been structuring the last couple of Evos that we have had. Now, again, you get a nice Frimpong here, you get a nice Toure. Doomfreeze, I mean, that card looks good. But, you know, you see some other cards in here like this Lewis Miley, and he would be great, but he has 86 physical. So that's just something that I'm not a huge fan of with Evos right now. I kind of wish we had like the older style chain Evos that are max 90 or max 91, like that Inch Perfect Evo. I've mentioned it twice now in the last 2 days. If we had another Evo like that, that was a true chain evolution, even if it was paid, but it boosted the stats up in certain areas of the card that we would get to choose, and it didn't boost the overall rating a ton, I would prefer those over those Evos that we have right now. Now, I'm being a little bit picky about that, but let me know what you guys think about that Evo down in the comments, or if you love it and you're like, nah, Nate, you're tripping. So let's look at yesterday's SBC content, where we did have another right back, and that is Wan-Bissaka. Actually, the Congo is going to play today against Portugal in their opening World Cup match. So if you want to get some action in on maybe an upset of Portugal, if you believe that could happen, then this Wan-Bissaka card could be one for you. I'm still not a fan of these right backs getting Rapid Plus, personally. That was a part of the Tim Payne Evo as well as the Playstyle Plus boost, but this is a decent card. It's coming in at 100,000 coins. I think they could have taken off the 89 rated squad here. Not necessarily needed for a card of this stature in game, but it is there if you want to collect a West Ham Wan-Bissaka card. Now, the best SBC that we had yesterday was the 93 plus UEFA winner and team of the season player pick. This one came back and it is good. I mean, you can only do it one time, which is a little bit unfortunate, but for an 87, 88, and 89 rated squad, you have the chance of packing one of those ultra rare winners cards from the Conference League, Europa League, Champions League, or Women's Champions League, and decent chance at some higher rated team of the season cards as well. It is fun. It is solid to do. I actually packed a Europa League winners card yesterday, the Belgium center defensive mid Onana, and I was trying him out in Foot Champs as I was finishing my games. By the way, finished on 11 wins, second best record that we have had so far this year. It was a good week for us. He's not terrible. I mean, he's lacking some play styles for sure, but he was kind of a truck in game. Like, he was a fridge without play styles, specifically the intercept play style. But like I say, he's a fridge. He wasn't bad at the same time. 97 physical and 96 dribbling. is pretty crazy. And of course, he is lengthy as he is pretty tall and very high in the physical stat there. So I yap all of that to say it is not a terrible SBC to do that 93 plus player pick, even though it does cost you a little bit of fodder. You can get that fodder easily from the 84x10s and from the upgrade pack grind that is still very good. Now, the SBC that I mentioned in the intro that EA was really sneaky about yesterday was the 87x5. Because guys, the 87x5 was set to expire yesterday at the content drop, and then EA extended it another day. So I guess the 86x10 is going to be today once this expires, and it wasn't yesterday. Really random. I don't know why EA did it, but they did. Now, as a part of yesterday's content as well, I'm sure some of you guys have noticed this, there is a new squad selector menu in game. Now, there was a small update that was dropped yesterday for FC26, not very large in terms of like how much of a download you have to actually download. But one of the visual changes that came with that update was the My Squads menu, which now will show you little previews of your squads, the rating, the chemistry, and the name of the squad. It'll tell you if it's a concept, if it's an eligible, or if it's a good to go squad. And this looks cool, but man, is it slow and it's glitchy. Like, it has to show the preview and load the preview of the squad. And while it's doing that, like, you can see it's slow and glitchy. And as I try to maneuver through these, like, it'll slow me down and it won't actually let me. So it looks cool, but it's laggy, and that's a problem that we never like to have in the menus of this game. So I think that was one of the only changes that was dropped yesterday. I mean, even look, going back to my active squad there was pretty slow. So if there's any way that EA could speed it up, that would be cool. But that is a new small feature that was added to the game. And of course, our daily Path to Glory update. We didn't have any updates yesterday because, of course, all the games that happened 2 days ago were draws, and we finally had some wins that just took place in yesterday's game, which means we're going to have a lot of upgrades coming today, including Argentinian cards like McAllister, Simeone, and Emi Martinez, French cards like Digne and Koundé, and what was the other game yesterday? I'm blanking on the other match that was played. Oh, Norway, of course. That means we're going to get Odegaard some upgrades as well if you did his SBC. So those are going to be 99 in-game stats that will be incoming for all of those players today on Wednesday, and that is really, really good. Now, of course, if you have any of these cards, you could sell them if you want. The state of the market right now in terms of these PTGs is not looking good. And this is a few cards here that are actually going up. If you would want to take the cash on those, you can. I mean, if you take a look back at some cards that played well earlier in the group stages that have got upgrades, like Pulisic, he's still doing pretty good in terms of price. But of course, on the flip side of things, cards that don't get upgrades, like, holy, Kevin De Bruyne is 1.1 million coins. And these cards, a lot of the PTGs in general just kind of keep dropping. So I'd be careful with these. I'm contemplating saying, like, sell all of them, even if you want to do a long-term hold. Sell all of them now, and then we may be able to rebuy them later on this weekend with Path to Glory coming out at a lower price. But if your card did win that first match, that means they could still get the second 99 stat boost, which of course would mean them winning all 3 of their group stage games. That's kind of the qualifier for these cards. You know, you can hold on to those if you do wish to do so. I'm looking at PTGs now as an opportunity to invest again this weekend, get some money into those cards, especially as we get closer to the knockouts. I think that is truly going to help the prices of these cards rise up, because the upgrades that we get right now, a 99 sub attribute, right, another 99 sub attribute, and if your nation that your card upgrades for, like Spain for my Rodri and Ferran Torres, drew their game, well, you're not getting either of those first 2 upgrades, and you have to wait until the round of 32 to get a +1 overall. I guess that's not true. If Spain could win their second group stage match and get 1 99 sub attribute, but they wouldn't be getting the win 3 because, of course, they drew their first one. Now, speaking of World Cup content, guys, all I keep thinking about with these matches, especially after some really, really fun matches that took place yesterday, is the one piece of content that this game is missing right now related to the World Cup, and that is the connection between what we see on the actual pitch, on screen, on our televisions, watching these matches, and then the connection in-game in FC. Man of the match cards. Man, it was elite back in the day in older FIFAs when you would get man of the match cards pretty soon after a game would end for a live performance that was worthy of a card in game. And hey, we have leaks, right? We've talked about this post that was made after that first match of Mexico playing South Africa in the beginning of the World Cup from ASY for Traders, saying that Star Performers are coming, which is basically this year version of Man of the Match cards. They're going to come with a Playstyle Plus or a base playstyle, depending on their performance, and they will be evoable after that through the Evo Lab, because they are one of the card types that is allowed in that Evo Lab. But we do not have these cards in the game yet. And that's the last piece of content that I think we need. I'm not saying EA has to drop these Star Performer cards like every single day after the match. I'm very happy with them upgrading the PTG cards as fast as they are. I mean, it would probably be too much of an expectation for them to be dropping Star Performers cards in packs or something like that immediately after a game is over. Like, I don't know how many rounds of, like okaying or verification, that's not the right word either, but how many rounds of approvals a card has to get before it can be released into the game. But I mean, it almost sounds impossible for that to be happening on the daily basis. So if they're going to release weekly editions or weekly squads and packs of these Star Performer cards, that would make a whole lot more sense. Now, today on Wednesday is the final day of the group stage match day 1. So like all the nations in the World Cup playing their first group stage match. Maybe that means that this weekend we would get a squad of these Star Performer cards in packs. And guys, the lineup would be star-studded if EA do choose like the actual man of the matches from these games. Obviously, Messi would be getting a card because he just was man of the match. Mbappe, Erling Haaland with 2 goals yesterday. You think back to some of the earlier games in the week, right? You think about the Jimenez or the Quinones. You think about Balogun for the U.S. men's national team. Like, so many different players have performed really, really well, and so many different people have been buying their cards on the market to go and use them. Hopefully, those cards actually do drop on the weekend. I could see maybe after today's final games, a leak or two on like a Thursday or a Friday, and then the Star Performers drop released on a Saturday, because that's how it used to be for the other Star Performer cards that we got. After a week of Champions League games, Conference League and Europa League, EA would put these cards in packs for 2 days, starting on a Saturday, and they would leave on a Monday. That would just be that last piece of missing content with that connection that everybody longs for with this game. I mean, people are logging in after watching Messi score a hat trick, and they're buying him up and they're using him. I don't think this is just people buying the card up to make the price go up, right? We've seen it since the first day of the World Cup with that Quinones card. This Messi was down at 1.1 mil, and he scores the hat trick, and now he's up to 1.38. I mean, Erling Haaland was like 350, 360 yesterday. He was up over 400. He's still 400 right now. Gold Mbappe was 190K for most of the day yesterday. He's 220 right now because people saw him score goals yesterday. So people are wanting that connection. People are watching these games, logging in, and then wanting to use the players that they just saw cook in real life. We've seen the price movements happen from the very first game of the World Cup, and I feel it too, man. I need to Evo this Messi, probably put him into the Spotlight Evo that was in rewards, and give him a really good boost. And I want to use him in my Rivals games before rewards today, because I just watched him cook in real life. And honestly, FC, with all the content that there is probably the easiest and best way to experience a player you just saw in real life inside of a virtual connection in a video game. So yeah, I hope that those Star Performer cards, man of the matches, come soon, because that feels like it would kind of be just the perfect last part of content that we don't have yet that would be that true connection. So that's what I'm hoping for. But what also I'm looking forward to and hoping for is a good promo on Friday. Now, I'm excited for the Icon promo, the greats of the game. I am. I'll tell you this. There's been a little bit of that excitement that is dropped off, though, in the last day. After seeing some of the leaks and some of the cards that are going to be coming out, sure, they look insane. These are official stats, by the way, for greats of the game icons that are coming out on Friday. Ronaldinho, R9 Ronaldo there. These cards are going to be millions, 10 million plus, super expensive cards. And we have a whole bunch of other leaks to talk through. But as we do that, again, there's just parts of this to me that are maybe it's because it's leaked so early. We're in the same cycle that we always are in with early leaks. I don't know what it is, but there's just something to this that after I saw the hype of greats of the game really start to build up and I got caught up in it, now seeing these leaked cards with official stats, there's just something that's kind of And maybe it's because Evos are so good and you create so many of these cards already that are pretty crazy. I mean, maybe it's because I just feel like they're going to be unpackable, at least the 4 Playstyle Plus cards. I'm not quite sure, and I can't really put a description or a label on it of why it feels slightly lackluster, but I just feel that way. Now, I say that, I look at this Puskás card and I'm saying, oh my gosh, if I pack Pushkas with 99 shooting, finesse, low driven, and power shot, like that goes boom straight into my team, right? Or this Kempes card with 4-play stop pluses looks pretty good too. And most of these icons are going to have 4-play stop pluses, but at the same time, I don't know. I think part of the reason that it's maybe a little lackluster to me as well is the fact that the SBCs, they don't seem to be as hype as they were originally leaked to be looking. I mean, this Zinedine Zidane, the players and packs, again, they do look pretty crazy. Most of them do have 4-play style pluses, by the way. These cards might be, like I said yesterday, some of the last icons that we see get promo versions in this game. Javi with press proven, technical, incisive, and tiki-taka, 97 pass and dribble. Iniesta, who just had the season pass cards, getting another one. This one has finesse and better stats. Looks pretty good. Thuram is one that I'm actually disappointed by. Rapid, anticipate, and jockey plus. I mean, it's not that big of an upgrade from the Trophy Titans card that I have. We were looking at that yesterday in the stream. And then there's Lam and Suker. So the full team has not been leaked yet. There's definitely going to be some more names and some more stats that will be put out. But I think it's part of the SBCs, like I said, that's maybe detracting some of the hype away for me from this. And I think there's more SBC leaks that are yet to come out, but we have Kempes and Rivellino, the new icons that are being added to this game in FC26 for the first time with this promo, coming as SBC and objective cards, or one of the two. And they're also going to have a big bro version in pack. So these are the little bros that we'll be getting as SBCs. Kempes looks good. Rivellino with that mustache also looks pretty good. I might even see, how cheap he is just to try him out. Like, there's some interest there for me. But both of those are 3-play style pluses need to be pretty cheap if we're going to have a lot of other 4-play style plus cards. Now, we looked at one of the other SBC leaks, of course, and that was Figo, and he's got 4-play style pluses. He's the only one that's been leaked so far with 4 PS pluses. Rafa Marquez and Landon Donovan are going to be getting SBCs during this promo as well. Absolutely will be completing the Landon Donovan for the USA team. Again, only 3 playstyle pluses there, so hopefully is a bit cheaper. And then this is the one that I think really started to maybe back the hype off for me a little bit, because that king emoji that we had here in this whole list of leaked nation flags for the SBCs that we're going to be getting during the Greats of the Game promo. We thought King Cantona, we thought King Kenny Dalglish, maybe a huge name of an icon like Hullet or like Zlatan, right? The king that Zlatan is. Well, FIFA Trading Romania obviously loves Haji as a Romanian, and that's who the king emoji was actually representing. Now, these are official stats for his card. They don't look bad. If he had 4 playstyle pluses, though, it would definitely be better. Like, he's probably going to be 5-star, 5-star. It's a good card, but I just think our expectations were higher for something than this for what we're actually going to be getting. So there's still some other nations in here that really haven't been confirmed. What other SBCs could we be getting? Who knows? I mean, it looks like here we're going to have an Essien SBC based on the Ghana flag that is involved there. So watch out for more leaks. Maybe there's a bit more news to go around for Greats of the Game SBCs. I'm still very curious to know what our Evo is going to be. Like, we still haven't had one yet. Are we going to get an Evo that by itself, not with like an extra playstyle plus being added somewhere else or anything like that, that by itself gives us 4 playstyle pluses? Because we have not had that yet in this Evolutions tab. We've had that in the token store. We've had that from the season pass as well, but not like in here. Like, pay 200K and get a 400,000 coin Evo with a stat boost. Or not a 4 playstyle plus Evo with a stat boost. So I'm really curious to see if that's going to be a part of our promo content on Friday. And then speaking of SBC leaks, it looks like we had the Chris Richards and we had the Mexico defender who was released as National Pride SBCs. Looks like we're getting a few more here for some other nations. These could be coming at any time during this week or during next week as well. So those are kind of all the leaks that we have right now. I mean, I'm still excited for Greats of the Game. As I said, like, I plan on saving some packs. I have my 87x5 packs that I did from yesterday's SBC set that I am saving. Probably going to save some other 8610s today. The 85x10s, like I mentioned, that refreshed yesterday, I will be saving those because there is just something different about packing icons. But the promo leaks started off great, and now they're kind of just, like, they're fizzling just a little bit. So I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on how you feel about that as well. But, I mean, guys, it is impacting the market. I do think that the leaks of these icon cards is one of the main reasons why prices are dropping as much as they are right now. I mean, take a look at this Şolhanoglu. I understand that Turkey lost their first game, which means no upgrade for him, and he can't get the second upgrade of a 99 stat as well. But, like, look at that card. This card for 400,000 coins with 4 playstyle pluses and no stats, and still live, by the way. It is not over for him. Same thing with Jaka, only 300,000 coins. Cons is 100k. Laporte's 160,000 coins. These cards from Team 2, specifically of PTG, just keep dropping, and they're getting really, really cheap. I mean, I'm not saying long-term investment is the play right here, right now. I'm just saying these cards are looking very, very low. Even some of the cards from Team 1, when I look at them, I'm thinking still, De Jong is 2.8 mil, and that Çalhanoğlu is 400k. De Bruyne just keeps on dropping. Well, is maybe that Çalhanoğlu and Xhaka being so cheap part of the reason why he's dropping? Or is it just because, you know, Belgium didn't perform well in their first game? I don't exactly know, but I'm still being a little bit leery with these PTGs. Again, if you have one that won their first game and it's looking good, like the Digne, or not the Davies, but the Pulisic or the Digne, you can keep on holding. But for others of these, I'm just kind of taking the route of I'm going to wait and see what happens till Friday, unless you're just going to quick flip fluctuation trade. Like, I think Çalhanoğlu might go back up to like 500k today. If I can get him for 400,000 coins flat, I will do that. I might buy a Konza before the England game today, because if England do cook, you know, this card's 120,000 coins. Maybe he goes up to 140, 150. And I think you could do some quick flip trades like that and just kind of moving through the daily market movements. Like Xhaka, I bought yesterday at 320 and sold him for 370. I don't think there's a lot of risk with that. I just feel like there's still a little bit of risk with these Team 2 cards, holding them through rewards, at least into the weekend with Greats of the Game that is coming out. Even though, like I'm saying, the hype is maybe not as much there for me, I'm still seeing there's opportunity to trade these cards, and I still think that PTGs will drop a little because of the icon promo just being a promo of all icons. Now, if you're in a lower budget and you're like, Nate, I need to make coins, boy, oh boy, did we just realize something yesterday. 84s are the new 85s. Remember how in the last few months we've said, buy 85s every day, list them at content, and they sell for more? Well, that's now the 84 market movement. 800 coins yesterday for De Vrij and all the other 84s before content, even like a couple hours before content. They all spiked yesterday up to almost 2K. If you look at all these 84 rated price graphs, it shows the same thing. They're about 950 right now. Yesterday, they were all at 1.5 to 2K. They're going to do the same thing today. Get on bids for these 900 coins if you can, maybe 850, and then list them up for 1.5 to 1.7K. That is free coins. Guys, they're the same price as the 87 rateds, but people are buying the 84s to go do Team of the Week upgrades and to go do these like 84 by 10s and the other SBCs that are refreshing every single day that require the 84 rated squads. If you get on the bids for those 84s, you will make very, very easy coins. Now, let's round out the video by talking about what's happening today. Speaking of SBCs, we're expecting that 86 by 10 finally to replace the 87 by 5. I still don't understand why EA took that SBC back another day, but it is what it is. Also today, we should hopefully get a new Path to Glory player pick. The Team 1 player pick, of course, dropped last week on Wednesday. It was a simple one squad SBC. I think it was an 87 or an 88 rated squad, and it was Team 1 specific. I would expect this to come back today as a Team 2 specific SBC. And also the last thing to mention with SBCs is our beloved 77 by 5 is expiring soon. Make sure by the time this goes away, just in case it doesn't refresh, that you put every single gold common in your club into this SBC. Guys, I packed Rodri, Bastoni, and a fodder PTG card from one of these yesterday. A 77 by 5 gave me 3 walkouts, including a promo card. As you can tell, I have no commons in the club because I'm submitting them all into this, and you should too, because that gives you a whole bunch of fodder, a whole bunch of rares, and even some 83s and 84s that you can use in other SBCs. So before that goes away, make sure you put it in there. And also, speaking of things that are going away soon, we have got to get division, rivals, rewards, and just get tokens acquired today. Like, I got to play rivals right now. I think I'm on 0 points. Is that true? I'm on 0 points right now on a hot streak from last week, but your boy has got to get his tokens so that we can have 400 tokens going into the next week of our token reward set there. And I don't think we're getting any new tokens today. I would be very surprised by that, but that is something that I'm going to be doing is playing Division Rivals to get those rewards there. So just a mental note to make for you. Also, yes, you can take tokens with you that are out right now into the next week's allotment. I'm specifically not claiming this set of 20 tokens here because I can carry that over with me to next week's token allotment of 1,000 in this game. Also, as I said, I just finished Champs. I'm going to be holding on to those tokens as well. I think with the big content upcoming this weekend, big content, right? The icon promo, I'm just going to sit on the tokens and have as many as I can. And then I will decide and see with Champs tokens and with regular Festival Football tokens, I'll decide and see from there where I want to go with those, especially because some of the store options in here are going to refresh. You can see 2 days, 12 hours for the items in the Festival of Football token store. And then also, I believe it's the exact same thing, 2 days, 13 hours. Interesting. Was that 2 days, 12 hours? 2 days, 12 hours. So Friday at 6 p.m. content, this store will refresh. Friday at 7 p.m. when Champs opens, this store will refresh, and we will know what we are playing for then. I think I'm going to save my tokens, though, and see what comes out. So that's going to be a video for me today, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on it. Comment down below if you have any questions, and of course, subscribe if you're new. I will catch you guys in a Twitch stream today on Wednesday, where we will be getting into our Rivals games, moving on the market a little bit, and still trying to pack Anthony Robinson, who I have not been able to pack yet, and maybe evoing Messi as well, just because holy vibes. EA, drop the man of the match card soon, man. Please, we need him. Anyway, guys, I will see you in a stream today. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you there. Peace out.